Welcome to SIssues. We are two sisters with issues and a need to work them out, and we're inviting you along for the ride.
Here we are taking the big things we have in common. Our love for Outlander, inappropriate humor, and why people do the things they do. Mix this up with our dirty lady mo's, and this podcast is born.
But don't worry, we'll explore other issues too.
Because you know,
when you have sisters, you have issues.
If you are easily offended or don't appreciate the creative use of colorful Canadian cursive language, this is not the podcast for you.
Well, welcome back to SIssues, your two crazy sisters with issues. I'm Phil.
We're not their sisters.
What? No, but we are sisters to each other, and you're the only one I can see right now. And who are you, by the way? Excuse me?
Who am I? I'm Cher.
AKA? The Beeve. The Beeve.
Oh, yeah, I'm the Beeve.
You forget who you are. Oh, my goodness.
I didn't know what you're talking about.
I know. So we are back. We are at our twatch party. Oh yeah, pate. We are watching season 3 of Outlander, and we are on episode 8, First Wife.
First wife?
This is where it gets juicy. This is like, oh my God, everything is going to implode.
Written by Joy Blake and directed by Jennifer Gitzinger. So 2 ladies at the helm of this one. But remember, just because it was written and directed by 2 women doesn't mean it was just 2 women that had a hand in the episode.
Right.
Of course. But
of course.
Yeah. So it's it gets juicy.
It does. Juicy. So yeah, there might be a lot of in this episode.
Let's try not to sound like you're falling off a mountain.
I know. Alrighty. Take us away, sister.
Okay. Let's do this. I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
But remember to skip your recap and go directly to the song.
Yes, do that. And when I get to 1, that's when you're gonna press play. Okay.
If you ever get there, oh my God.
I'm trying to decide how to do it. Tres, dos, uno. There
we go. That was good. That was a little bit different.
I didn't even know I knew Spanish.
Me neither. I was waiting for you to say, and mix the Spanish with French.
It was like I was kicked in the head by a horse, and all of a sudden I know Spanish.
That's I wonder if that would work. But no, I don't want to get hit
in
the head with a horse.
Not hitting the head with a horse. It's like somebody grabbing a horse by its legs and swinging at you. That's not how it works. I said kicked in the head by a horse.
No, but that sounds worse. So that's why I omitted that word from
hitting
my
the
sentence.
Head with a horse is like, it makes no sense. So you did like somebody like push the horse over and it hit you in the head?
You're assuming that's a full-size horse, though. I could have been talking like a Breyer horse. They're little. You could swing those around.
By the tail? Just swing it?
It's plastic, so maybe.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, just a little thing. Remember, I used to collect them when I was younger?
Oh, that's a Breyer horse.
Those are Breyer horses. They're collectibles. So.
You probably hit me with one of those.
Maybe.
You
1.
probably did. You hit
12.
me with lots of stuff.
Well, mostly pillows.
Oh, look, there's wee Joni.
Ah, she's so adorable.
Layla Burns.
Okay, that food's making me hungry.
That does not look appetizing.
It does. It's like a meat bake thing.
Yeah, which is sitting on the table for a day and a half, and I want to.
You're just being fussy.
I got the shits looking at it.
Well, that's disgusting. So
here comes trouble. Sharing. Here comes
There's
trouble.
Claire.
There's trouble.
Yeah. Aw, Lollybrock.
Yes, Lollybrock. Now, see, we've got there's trouble, and then I'm in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
So
yeah.
Mid-Hope Castle is the real name
Boy,
for
am I
Lollybrook.
gonna get a spanking. Uh, so everybody's feeling mixed troubles.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Jenny.
Look at Jenny's breathing. It's like,
Yeah.
don't know what to do. Don't know what to do.
She's like, I can't believe I'm seeing her again. Yeah.
And you see, she almost seems semi-friendly here, and then she just turns full-blown witch.
Well, I think she's mad. Like she loved Claire so much, like a sister. And
but she's talking nicely to her here, like not overjoyed, but she's at least being cordial, right? Yeah.
But the thing is that
shock.
Yeah.
She's in shock right now.
Well, I think that what she says later is like, it's she's been gone for 20 years. Like, and like, why?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Because,
Smack.
Yeah. The thing is that Claire was gone for 20 years. Jamie, she might have thought Jamie was dead.
Yeah.
But she knew Jenny and Ian were still there.
Yeah.
Why didn't she come home to them?
Yeah.
I think that's Jenny's biggest hurt.
Because they were family.
Right. As far as Jenny was concerned, they were family. Why didn't she come home to them?
And you see, this part of the storyline I don't understand. You know what? Claire and Jamie did tell Murtaugh, right? It would have made sense to tell Ian and Jenny about what was going on, right? Again, but that was a lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The lies continue.
Yeah, and I think the thing is that Jamie was always cognizant that Jenny had never left that little area of her world, like Lollybrook and, the surrounding ground. Jenny never ventured from. She didn't have a bigger world view.
No.
Right. So, Murtaugh, on the other hand, he did.
Yeah.
So telling him was, I think easier for him.
Yeah. I can see that it would be easier for him. I'm just not sure it was the right decision, especially since he came back and he was in such pain. Yeah. That's his sister, besides Claire, that's his person, right? So I think he should have trusted in her just a wee bit more.
Yeah. Now.
Oh.
Yeah. See.
Now it starts.
Well, when you put somebody's kid in danger.
Yeah, that's right. Defense comes up.
Mom bear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I love the look on her face, just rolling her eyes like whatever.
Yeah, that's Jenny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. She can usually see the back of her head. She rolls her eyeball so far.
Yeah. Exactly. I love this part.
Yep. It's not
Good
your
for
kid,
him.
but you can punish them like you.
I love that.
Yeah. I remember in the book, it was like Ian had to punish Jamie too. There's Janet. Would love to see more of her.
I really would have loved to see more of her. And they're not children, but they're bickering like they're children,
Well, they really are children. They're teenagers. They're still,
But they're living an adult life, and Jenny says that she has children there. So, it's whiskers. Muck on your moo. Shite and straw makes a great insulator.
What?
Yeah, it does though. When it dries, after it dries, you don't smell. Maybe when it rains, the smell comes back. But
you would think.
But it makes it
be up to my elbows in it. That's for damn sure.
Well, he's not. He's only up to his wrists. Let's not over exaggerate.
Regardless.
I don't know why Ian looks older. He does. They did a good job with his makeup and his hair. He does look older.
Well, he's been, they have it, they had it happen in the story here when the redcoats took him away to jail a couple of times, looking for Jamie, looking for the Dunbonnet, right? So that in the books it happened more than once or twice.
Right.
It happened repeatedly. So, and Ian kept on getting sick whenever he would go because it was, so he had a hard go of it.
Yeah.
Not just, having one leg, but he would constantly get sick when he was imprisoned.
Yeah. And see, Jenny isn't making eye contact with her as she's speaking. She's even turning her head away. Like, I'm just having a conversation with you because you're talking to me.
Yeah.
And Jamie, he looks so much more stern. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't smile very much. And I don't know, just seems very hard.
I think he looks I think he's taking a cue from his mother.
Yeah.
More so.
Well, and he's also the laird. He's the laird of Lullybrook now. So
he's got some good old dimples going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Connor McCary was played young Jamie. Just remember young Jamie at Claire's skirt.
Yes, I remember that. Splashing her with water and then Jenny going into labor, water bursting. I remember that.
Yeah.
Still
good
doing
old
laundry.
Days.
And why does Jamie look like he's dressed up? Why do you need to be dressed up, Jamie? I don't get that. He's not, but he does look quite smashing. But I think anything you put Sam in, he looks good.
It's true.
Yeah. And you see, could have told her there, because she confronts him on that. Why didn't you open up to me? Why didn't you let me be a part of your heartbreak? When you were hurting so much, it doesn't make sense to me. And from someone who just watched the show first, I don't get it either. I still think he should have.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those things but if it did, then we wouldn't have a story right now. So that's why.
Well, it would just be different. Yeah, no, I get it. But I know that shows aren't logical and they're mythical and all of that. And I just wish he would have included her in that. That's all. Does he ever tell her about Claire? Oh, don't tell me, because a lot of people don't want us to go beyond the season show.
Look at your computer.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, the reason why she said that is we can actually see each other while we're doing the podcast. It, kind of makes us a little bit more sillier.
I can show her my boobs if I want to.
Yeah. Yeah. She has to stand on top of the table because they're hanging down to her ankles.
I wish my boobs were that big that I could put them down by my ankles. They are not that big. Then that way I could roll them up and make them look like I actually had tits.
Well, I just stick them in my pocket when they get in the way. That's all.
See, not a problem. I can't do that. Not even big enough. Now talk, because I'm going to take a drink and I don't want them to hear me.
Well, don't slurp so close to your mic, because yikes.
I don't.
I don't now.
Head, but if you're quiet, then they can hear me anyway.
Well, good thing I'm hardly ever quiet. So.
Yeah.
But he's taking her through the feelings all over again. She can understand somewhat, but she knew what Claire was like.
Exactly.
And she knew. Yeah. A little war wasn't going to drag her away from Jamie.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The Claire that she knew would not give up on finding him. Would not.
And that's true.
Yeah, because she didn't. She didn't before. She traveled all over the place looking for him, making sure she'd find him. And then when they even said, you know what, he's going to hang tomorrow, you can't get it. And she fucking broke into a fucking prison and got his ass out of there. So, you know what, and Jenny knows.
Yeah, there's no pulling the wool over her eyes.
No, she's not stupid.
No, she's not. And I would be pissed too if my brother was still lying to me.
Mm-hmm.
He had every opportunity to tell her and he didn't.
Yeah. But I don't think I would have gone to the lengths that Jenny went to
No,
here.
no,
No. And
not at all.
especially because he was just about
Yeah,
to tell
just
her.
about. Yeah, exactly. But you know what? This was kind of, I think, and Jenny doesn't have vengeance. I haven't seen her be vengeful, but this is vengeful. This is like, you know what? You hurt me, and you know what? You're doing something wrong, so I'm going to fix it for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we have seen Jenny, I'll fix something for you. Like,
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
she'll,
Yeah.
and yeah, so it's, but he's getting around to it because he knows he doesn't really have that much of a choice.
Yeah.
And I wonder how Claire would have reacted differently had he been able to take the minute to tell her himself.
Well, and he had a lot of opportunities to do that. And had he told her the same way he told her after he got shot,
right,
then maybe she would have been pissed off, but at
Yes.
least she had the backstory first.
right, exactly. That didn't help.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I had tickle in my throat before I had some water. I'm sorry.
So she like went to look like she was coughing on the floor and it didn't work. Didn't help her any.
This is a strong microphone.
Now see he's trying really hard and telling this story. I mean, and this was one of the cooler stories
Yes.
like that they had coming from the outset from Ardsmuir prison when he took his little escape, and what a good little swimmer he is, eh?
Well, again, it's the back and forth, right? To complete the story.
Yeah.
You know that he was wet and he got the jewel, but you don't know what happened while he was there or how he was feeling, right? So I'm glad that they keep going back and forth like this. It makes sense in the storyline.
Yeah. And he was actually naked in the book, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I understand for Sam's well-being and good health, being naked.
Oh, screw that. The director made a wrong call.
Oh, no. I think he would have froze his fucking balls off, man.
Of course.
Like, seriously. And then that big old Claire scream, you gotta love it.
Yeah, he does it so well.
Yeah. Both Kat and Sam, do the Claire and Jamie screams so good. And especially season 3 and 4, they're constantly screaming Claire and Jamie.
Oh, here's the thought. Can you imagine if they practiced that in their apartments? Jamie! Do they stand in the mirror and do they watch their facial expressions?
I bet you they don't. I bet you they
Or what the neighbors would think, right?
Oh my gosh.
I think they've just done it so often that it becomes second nature to them at this point, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, look, there's a rock. Like, pull it out.
Yeah.
Thunk.
Made it sound so heavy.
Yeah. Oh, the treasure.
And it's family jewels, it's Mackenzie's side.
Well, it's more than that.
Yeah. I'm surprised he just took the one sapphire. But at least he knew it was there, right?
Right. And that was a huge plot point too.
Yeah.
In the books, the treasure there.
Yeah, exactly.
The treasure that they had. Sorry, I just had a huge yawn.
Yeah, well, time to wake up. We're in the middle of a freaking podcast.
We're not in the middle of it. We just started, actually.
Did we? Well, we're about a quarter of the way in.
Yeah.
I think that's it. But you knew something was up when they titled this episode First Wife.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. People were, and see, for people that didn't know the books, this sent shockwaves.
I didn't read the
Through.
books, and I was like, what the?
Yep.
I kind of could tell when he first talked to Fergus in the street. I kind of thought he had a second wife already. Like he remarried. I totally got that. But it was the who? I was like, what? Did he like lose his mind for a short period of time? Like how, and did he have sex with her? Are you kidding me? Did he really? He's an idiot. I was so mad at him. I need to get over myself here. I'm still mad at him.
There, and you weren't alone. I can assure you. It was there have been a few times where I had thrown the book across the room, and that was one of those times.
I wonder what Diana's thought process was for making it leery that he married. You know what I mean? Like,
she's often said that, you know, she likes taking on like she's her personality, like she lives all of her characters, so to speak, like Black Jack Randall, part of him is in her, and you know, all of that stuff. I think that's the part that made him marry Leary, to be honest with you.
And it's just about ready to come, because he's ready to tell her. And
here we go. Daddy, who is that woman?
Daddy.
Whoop!
Oh my God.
Whoop!
There it is.
Oh
my God.
God, Nell Hudson, I fucking love her so much. She
does a good job. She aged herself quickly. Like they did a good job with aging her.
They did, because she is so stunning. She's such a beautiful woman, and they made her just, you know, and she plays her so well. She plays her to look so hateful. Yeah.
It's. I know it was first hard for me to follow her on social media, but then I had to realize, you know what? She's not real. She's portraying a character, and she plays that character so well that we just want to wring her neck. That's a good actor right there.
Look at Claire, just absolutely stun-fucked.
Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. And Jamie, like with Joni, just being, you know.
Poor Joni.
Yeah.
She's such an adorable little girl.
She is. She's just the sweetest little thing. Yeah, and of course, Claire saw her and saw the red hair and the, you know.
Yeah, nobody else could have red hair.
No, because there's no other redheads in Scotland besides Jamie, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But she's just thinking Bree, right?
Yeah.
She's just, oh my goodness, she has the same hair color as Brianna. It must be Jamie's daughter. Well, why would she think anything else? Because my husband, and they're calling him Duh.
Yeah.
So why would she think anything else?
Yeah.
Of course, I would be thinking the same damn thing. Right. 20 years, they're both within that age category, so.
Yep. And then, of course, we saw Lauren Lyle there, too, who plays Marcelly, who's absolutely freaking fabulous.
I'm so glad that her character develops, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm so glad she becomes a major part of the storyline.
Me too. And I like how Jamie treated this.
Yes.
You know, it's not about the relationship I have with your mother, you know, always be there for you.
Well, and he could be upstairs trying to smooth things over with Claire right now, but he's not. He's going to who it matters most right now is her, right? And it does. It matters to her. Yeah.
You know, she's a little girl. She needs her, you know, feelings tended to.
Yeah.
And Claire, reaction.
I would, but I'd be like, you effing a-hole.
Who put your filter on?
You married the woman who tried to have me freaking killed. Is that
Uh-huh.
like a celebration, a side celebration or something?
Right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Really? She's like,
I love that. Little girl with red hair. Hello. We're in Scotland.
Mm-hmm. It's like, couldn't you have just gotten herpes or something? Like syphilis, maybe?
Right? Exactly.
But no, you had to marry her instead.
That was
God.
probably the worst thing he could have done.
Oh,
You
yeah.
told me to be nice to her.
Yeah.
What?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Marry Lord John. Like,
Yeah.
do that instead. I told you to be nice to her.
Well, that was just ridiculous what he
not
said.
fall and slip your dick into her.
Right.
Oh.
I'm glad they didn't get too much into that because that would have made me even more mad. It really would have, and it actually angers me to think that he had sex with Leary.
Yeah.
Well,
it's funny. They never didn't really even.
No, they didn't ever say that they did.
No, but they talked about how she shied away from him when he tried to make physical contact with her and stuff like that. Because obviously she had been savagely abused by her husbands, one of her husbands at least.
Yes.
So that is something that turned her, and you could see why she would go to Jamie for comfort for that, to marry him, because he was gentle and kind and, and wouldn't expect more than she was willing to give.
Yeah.
Right.
And I hate that he just told her, when you left me.
Yeah.
She didn't leave you. You made her go, you fucking asshole.
But see, that's what both of them have always done. And people say, when they're talking about this season, and them coming back, them doing and saying things that they never would have done. They both always did that when they fought.
Yep.
They said things that they didn't mean. And, they always came back to each other. But they would say things in the heat of the moment that were hurtful. And, like so many of us do.
Of course.
And the reason why we usually say it to the person that we love the most is because we really hope that that person is going to be able to forgive us.
Well, and they know you the best, right? And
Yeah.
if you can't be and say what it is you want to say and be yourself in front of that one person, then who can you do it? Who can you share anything with if you can't share it with the person you love, right? Good or bad.
And these things don't always come out the way you want them to come out. Sometimes they come out wrong.
Right.
And yeah.
And it's true though. He's damned one way or the other. You'll just discard her even though you married her, but I don't want to hear anything about you being married to her.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, we can't make up our mind.
Now this reminds you a little bit about their fight by the river, except for, instead of slapping each other, they're gonna hate fuck. Like, there's no better word for this than a hate fuck.
Exactly.
So it's completely consensual.
Yeah.
And
she's kissing him back. She's holding him. She's on top now.
Yeah. But sometimes this is how you get your anger out, and with somebody that you really love.
Yeah.
And well, thanks.
I love that. Way to go, Jenny.
They should have been able to get that over with, to be honest.
Well, you know what? They're just guests in the house right now, so.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just guests right now, so.
Yeah, well, she could have done that when they were like screaming at each other, not waited until they were finally quiet and not
do you know why
anymore.
she did that? Because she couldn't hear anything else through the door anymore. That's why. She just didn't all of a sudden come running up the stairs. You betcha she was listening to what was going on. She's the one that instigated the damn thing to begin with. So
yes, it's true.
And I feel bad for her.
I feel bad for Janet too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for her because
But
she's the one.
somehow the word had gotten out that if you want to get on Claire's good side, give her a drink.
Yeah,
Uh,
word gets around
yeah,
fast.
exactly. Yeah. The memo was sent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well done, Janet. Well done.
Claire likes the booze. You want to talk to the Claire, you give the Claire the booze.
Yes,
Mm,
and then she's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you let stuff drop. She's like,
It's so funny. I know back then, the drink was a big part of their liquid intake, but you watch other shows like, let's say, The Bachelorette or whatever, and everybody's drinking all the time. Like, is that normal? Do people really drink that much?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, people are made to feel kind of, haven't you ever been in a social setting and said no, you don't want to have a drink and people made you feel kind of awkward for it?
Yeah,
Yeah, see, that's what I
of
mean.
course, all the
Yeah,
time. But
exactly.
but
Exactly. That's what people are made to feel like. And if you like, some people have to say, no, I've quit drinking to
but
get
then
any
everybody
kind of
thinks
respect.
But
But
everybody thinks you're an alcoholic
yeah,
if you say,
uh-huh.
at my age, no, I
Right.
don't drink. They think, oh,
Uh-huh.
you're recovering?
Yeah.
No, I fucking can't stand the taste of it. That's
Right.
why.
Yeah. And like, I can't drink anymore. It's not because I was an alcoholic. Well, I
Yeah.
probably was an alcoholic, but I was,
Mhm.
a functioning and happy one.
Yeah.
I can't drink anymore just because my body can't tolerate it.
Yeah.
But people do make you feel bad
Hmm.
about not drinking in social situations. And it's like fucking shitty.
Yeah.
Uh, but
I,
yeah,
l-
people do drink that much.
I like this conversation. You look at Jenny's face and like she says, she finds truth in what she's saying, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and she's being somewhat honest with her. She's just missing the whole time travel thing.
Right.
But you can tell by the look on Claire's face, you know.
Yeah.
But then every
Uh-huh.
once in a while, her eyes flex or look a different way, right?
Yeah.
So, but Jenny believes what she's saying up to a certain point
Yeah.
because
And
she
she
knows
knows there's
something's
something still
missing.
missing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And the thing is that I think Jenny is still like at the core of her hurt
Yeah,
is that Claire didn't come to her,
yeah,
didn't come to be with her,
yeah.
and
You were
had
like
to
a
go on,
sister to me. Yeah,
with her life somewhere else.
yeah,
And I think that
yeah,
if Claire acknowledged that and apologized for that and
yeah,
said, I was wrong to not come back to Lollybrook,
yeah.
then
It would have been different
Jenny might have been able to accept that.
because Jenny just told her flat out, we'll never be the same.
Yeah.
And you know what? She has the right to say that until she gets the truth.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
she only got a tiny little bit of the truth. She didn't get the most important truth.
Yeah.
And she knows it. She's not dumb.
And then Ian, yeah, you and your,
Yeah.
yeah, you think so. Do you, Jenny? You old shite pot stirrer.
Yeah. But you know what? Our perception of happiness doesn't necessarily translate into somebody else's happiness, right?
Yeah.
You have to have these blowouts every once in a while to appreciate what you really have.
Yeah.
Even though I hate arguing.
But, Ian knows Jenny better than anybody.
Anybody. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He does.
And he'll call her out on her shit.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah. I like Ian a lot.
Me too. He's a gentle, kind man.
Yeah.
But
love that.
at the same time, for people he cares about, he'll call them out on their bullshit.
Yeah.
And he'll do it in a kind, gentle, Ian kind of way.
Yeah.
Oh, it should never come back. Oh, come on.
And where does she think she's going walking? Yeah.
Well, this is Claire. She'll walk anywhere.
Yeah.
she'll walk back to the Stones.
She hasn't, it's not a lot of thought process. All she knows is go, go, go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she'll go back and she'll do whatever she wants. She'll camp. This is Claire. Yeah.
They promised to tell the truth to each other. But, he, at this point now, he's saying, you know what? I'm not the perfect person you think I am. I have flaws too,
Mm-hmm.
and
Just
he's
like
got to
she
live up
does.
to them. Exactly.
Yeah. And you know what? She said when she got there that she was going to risk the person that he'd become,
Yeah.
And I mean, she didn't have all the information,
No.
but
Leary just heard him say, you
yeah.
were the only love of my life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she can't.
But she knew that. I mean,
but just to hear it, it's
yeah.
an excuse for her to react.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just as everything else has been.
Mm-hmm. And broken people, hurt people is what it's like, right? And Leary is, I love that shoulder check.
Yeah, man, I would have just turned around and decked her a little bit more, I tell you.
Oh, and Jamie's like, oh, for fuck's sakes, here's more scars.
Leave me alone. I'm only shot, for God's sake.
This has happened before.
Yeah.
And for him all of a sudden to turn from I love you, please stay
to
to
pulling his arm away and being snotty.
Being all snotty about it. You know what? Somebody cuff him upside the head.
Yeah.
She stayed to take care of you. Yeah, dink.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I love Jenny's face there when Claire turns to her and said it was Leary. Yeah, your fault. And Jenny knew. Yeah. Jenny knew. Okay, I'll go get some cloth.
Yeah,
I'll go get some cloth.
Yeah, that was bad on my part. Sorry, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie.
I'll help
taking his shots.
I'll help dig those pellets out.
Yeah. Now she's like, look, that's not what I meant. Don't be drinking all of that.
Do you get drunk that fast? Where
with that port?
Like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Just imagine if you drank some port that fast.
Well, that's different. That's like their main drink. All I need is like a
thimble full.
Yeah, and that'd be it.
Look, and Ian's just absolutely amazed by her. He is like just watching her with.
He could have became a doctor because he's not fazed by it whatsoever.
Oh no, not at all. But I think he's kind of more like taken with his Auntie Claire. Like,
right.
She's actually doing this on the dining room table. Like,
that's cool.
Yeah.
No one else. Can I do something like that on the dining room table?
Not my dining room table.
Why?
Do it on your own fucking dining room table.
No, but then I could like.
Mine's pretty white glass. Yours is wood. You can do it. But I just
want to put a pair of forceps inside of you and pull something out with a pair of tweezers.
Inside of me.
That's cool. Like cut open your arm.
Okay. Anybody that.
No,
whenever I go missing, and I didn't say anything about my vagina. Oh my God. I was just warning anybody if I go missing at any point in time and my body is found with cuts and holes in it, to please make sure you investigate.
I don't want you dead. I don't want you dead. Just
so you want me screaming in pain.
Can I do that?
No.
You stitches?
I'm gonna get you one of those rubber
Why don't they have something like that? That would be a great invention.
They probably do.
So that people could practice that shit at home.
Yeah. Oh, see, look.
That was sweet of him to offer. Yeah.
Now, see, he knows the rules.
Yeah.
Auntie Claire,
booze. Happy.
Yes.
Will love me forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. These are two of her favorite things.
That's why we love you.
Blood and booze make Claire a happy girl.
Yep, exactly.
Now, that's my song. See, look. Oh, BFFs.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
Had a drink.
Now, what does she do about him? That's next on her.
Well, we know what she's going to do about him.
I know what I would do about him while he was out.
She would be sticking fingers in orifices.
I would just try sewing more parts.
Say something besides moaning.
I'm not moaning.
Oh, you know what? Look, see how he looked at her? Kind of
Mhm.
like he looked at her in the very first episode when
Yeah.
he was waking up while she was mending his shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. You're still
Uh-huh.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now here comes the snotty attitude again.
Yep. And see, I kind of, so many people hated that, and I kind of
No,
really enjoyed it. I
it, yeah,
I kind of enjoyed this play by play with them because
yeah,
it was Claire in the 60s
yeah.
that we got to see a little bit more of, with
Hmm.
Frank and stuff like that. And it's kind of like being shed from her, like kind of the same way this outfit that she's wearing, the bat suit, we're
Yeah,
going to keep on seeing that shed from
yeah,
her. And we're seeing this same steel that
yeah,
she had on her in the 60s
yeah,
being shed from
yeah,
her. And we're seeing that happen throughout all of these episodes. So it's not just the outfit, it's also her attitude, it's also the walls that she had put up in
yeah.
those years. All of those things are being let go of. They don't disappear right away.
No,
They can't.
no.
So that's what I felt as I was watching all of these episodes going in.
Well, and I'm glad she's not letting him off the hook here. I think it's really good that she's like, I haven't stopped being mad, and now it's time for you to tell me.
Yeah.
So, and I'm glad at least he did. He
Yeah.
needs to. And he needs to explain it the way Jamie explains it, from deep down for her to
Yeah.
understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
None of this whole blanketing crap, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. The stories, the way he told things, like he did when he got back from the whorehouse that time,
Yeah.
like under a leaf, naked, like the way he, gets into the guts of a story and
They say most
makes people
people from
understand.
Scotland do, because they didn't have TV back then. They didn't have social media. It was
Yeah.
all about the stories, right?
Yeah.
That's how people came to believe in superstitions and fairies. And there were stories,
Yeah.
and people heard them over and over again. And it's an interesting part of life. Instead of reality TV, let's have some fairies and stones that people go through. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it was a way of getting through life and imagining, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
that's why
Nicole.
Scots are good storytellers.
She looks so young and fresh there.
Doesn't she? Oh my gosh. And how she grows up so quickly.
But not that she doesn't look young and fresh anymore. It's just
No,
that she
no.
looks so,
Yeah.
naive and sweet. And
It's amazing what a dress and a hairstyle do for you, huh?
yep. Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah. And see, this is after Jamie got back from Hellwater. And,
Yeah.
he was just,
Home and lost
well,
and
yeah, shell. He left his son
yeah.
behind and he was a shell of a man. So,
Yeah, exactly.
and everybody wanted him to be happy and whole again. So,
Yeah.
and, if he's going to raise somebody else's children and, that just gave him a little extra something.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mistress McKimmy's kids, well.
So, and I also often thought about this. So, Leary was at the Mackenzie, like she was at the Mackenzie Castle, where they were. And how did she end up back near Lollybrock? Was it one of the men that she married was from there? And
yes,
that's why she moved back. I'm just like, that's a really bad coincidence.
McKimmy.
That's just too bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Mistress McKimmy. And then I can't remember who she was before McKimmy.
Oh, I can't
Because remember she got married twice. Yeah.
It was her second marriage that landed her closer to
And you see, I was surprised he looked at her like that. I would have been like, oh, fuck. Okay. But.
Well, I don't think he wanted to do that in front of her children because they were looking at him at the same time.
Of course.
So didn't want to have a face like, oh, fuck, that's your mother?
Yeah.
Like that would have been rude.
Yeah, but instead he just decides to go ahead and marry her.
Well, not right away.
Yeah.
But
But at least it makes sense to me now why. He did it more for the kids than anything because he enjoyed being around them. I got my silly putty stuck on my microphone.
You're making a lot of noise.
I'm so sorry. I was trying to do it really easy, but now I got silly putty stuck to the cord of my microphone. Sorry, guys.
No. Now see, she's understanding now. And
Yes.
that's the thing. When these two actually, stop and talk
And be honest with each other,
yeah.
no matter how hurtful it is, they
Yeah.
understand.
Right.
It doesn't make it any less hurtful, but it's easier to move beyond.
Mm-hmm. But that can be said for absolutely any couple.
Of course.
And more often than not, communication is
the key to relationship
Mhm.
breakdown,
Yeah, exactly. And if you can't tell somebody the 100% honest truth and them, try to find some empathy, compassion, and understanding, then they might not be the right person for you.
No, exactly. Especially if you can't feel vulnerable enough to open yourself up, in that honest way.
Because vulnerability is hard and it's scary.
Of course.
And if you have a difficult time with that, then I'm sorry, and that's really tough. Therapy helps.
Yeah, therapy
Really, really, really helps.
Yeah. I think a lot of people look at therapy as a weakness, but I think it definitely takes a lot more strength to reach out and say, I just can't figure it out. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't think taking your car to a mechanic shows weakness because you can't fix it yourself,
right?
So why in the hell would you think that going to a therapist because your own brain can't figure something out? They're trained to do it. They're trained to figure this shit out. So take your brain to a therapist to help you get shit figured out.
Right? Exactly. No,
it's absolutely no different in my mind.
I have respect for people that can reach out that way and just put themselves on this platform for someone else to help them analyze. You know what I mean? Like I think that takes a stronger person to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Well, ooh, and this needle. Oh, I remember way back when needles were almost like that.
Yeah.
In like early 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it because I used to get a lot of them and I did not like them at all. The needles were so big.
And right in his ass. Go.
But you gotta understand his point of view. How is sticking me in the ass with this gonna help my fever?
Yeah. Gonna help my shoulder. What does that have anything to do with my shoulder?
She enjoyed that just a little bit.
Yeah.
She enjoyed just a little bit. And that's where everything went. Everything went in the ass back then.
Yeah. Everything. Okay. Cucumbers, broccoli, onions, potatoes.
That's a veggie garden, right? Veggie garden down under.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah, she is.
I love this little piece here.
I'm glad they had this talk. Like she's sitting there very stern faced, and Claire is really.
Well, she looks hurt too. Jenny looks so.
And this is the first time Jenny is opening up because I also think she feels very guilty about Jamie getting shot. So
absolutely.
I think she was sitting on the stairs contemplating. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. She's not making it right 100%, but she's just letting her know, you know what? I know what you're telling me is true, but you're missing something. Yeah. And this is how you hurt me.
Mm-hmm. And Claire's taking it in, and there's nothing more than Claire wants is to just be her sister again, because Claire never had that before Jenny. Yeah. And she loved Jenny for it. Yeah. Right.
I hope. Can you do your face again and tell me if they repair their relationship? Can you shake your head yes or no? Or you don't really? Oh, okay. I don't know. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. Guys, I'm that person. There's certain things that live rent free in my head and they don't even have to pay. Like they just stay there and don't go away until I get an answer.
And she'll drive me
Yes.
mental if I don't
So
tell her.
so Cher's good, but she knows when I really don't need the answer and she knows when I really do need the answer. So
And I won't tell her, and I'll torture her with some things.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah. I love the way that Katrina just looks at Laura Donnelly with these.
Yeah.
And, you know, the way they played it was just perfect. It could have been so overdone
Yeah.
because some women actresses can overdo certain you know, sentimental scenes together.
Yeah.
They didn't. Like Laura Donnelly played it so straight, and
Yeah.
and Katrina was just perfectly on the verge of emotion, and it was just beautiful. I loved it.
And I love that part because Jenny didn't change how stoic she is
Yeah.
and how she was hurting,
Mhm.
but you did see the little bit of movement in her head and her eyes that
Yeah.
she wishes it could just go back, but she knows that it's
Yeah.
going to take time.
And Ned Gowan is back.
Oh, he's still alive.
Yeah. Claire's just like, holy shit, man. I can't believe you're still on this side of the ground.
Right? Exactly. I don't think they normally lived that long way back then. So
Yeah, well, Ned didn't have any ties to,
no.
you know, it's like no women.
Well, and I think after Culloden, that Castle Leoch was taken over, right? I don't think it. I think they mentioned that in the books, did they not?
No, I went into Hamish's hands, I believe.
Hamish, yeah.
Hamish, whatever. I'm a Hamish sandwich.
Oh, you're making me hungry.
Well, you only got 10 more minutes. You can go get a Hamish sandwich.
No way, man. We're having beef noodle saute for supper.
Nice. Now
Yeah.
look, I love this. Trying to come up with a settlement for Leary.
Yeah. She, you
Want
know,
your balls hanging over the front of the house. That would be a good thing.
That's so funny, eh? She's asking for so much, even though she shot him.
Yeah.
She knows he's going to pay because he won't do anything to hurt the girls.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Why not?
Yeah.
Gimme.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and you do what you got to do.
Yeah. It's funny, though, you know, she's been married twice, but yet, you know, all she really has is just the house.
The house
really.
and the land.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
but it's all the girls know, so she doesn't want to get rid of that. And it's not like you can just go move into an apartment.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. And you don't really, like, I mean, I don't imagine she has, like, well, an income because both those men died.
Yeah.
Right. So, and this is where the income comes in is, you know, Jamie's probably been giving them money every, you know.
Of course. But he was able to do that with the print shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know, let's get the money from the treasure chest and just pay off the hag.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to use a treasure for anything, you may as well do it for that.
Yeah. No
doubt.
doubt.
Look at the chests they're using as a coffee table. I used, when I first moved out on my own, when I was 15, I used my Hope chest as a coffee table.
Your Hope chest, you mean?
My Hope chest.
Don't you remember what we found in our Hope chests when we opened them up? They were called Hope chests.
Yeah. Huppe. Yeah. That's weird, eh?
God, calling it a Hope chest the whole time. It's actually called a Hup chest because it's a Hup chest.
Well, I think maybe just because that's a company that made it.
Well, duh.
But yeah, but I remember I didn't even I opened my Hope chest to put things in it, but I didn't even empty it out until 5 years ago when I moved into this house. Isn't that weird?
That is.
I guess I finally settled in life.
Guess so.
And now it's full of Disney stuffies for the grandbabies.
No, now we're getting all of the, this is what we're going to do
Yeah.
for the monies.
But again, you know what? It's getting back to that communication. Jamie
Yeah.
being honest with the family. Hey, this is what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm so happy that they let Ian go with, because he asked this time, right?
Yeah. And you know how Jenny, you know, took what Jamie was saying, you know, now it's our freedom to give, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love swimming. I miss swimming.
I bet you wouldn't like swimming in that cold loch.
I like swimming at the upper lakes in Kananaskis. It's really chilly. I'm sure that's even more cold.
Uh-huh.
But that's glacier water.
Look how far that is.
That's not that bad.
Oh, please. He needs one of those little telescopes to see what's happening.
Yeah, that's true. It sure is windy up there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And now he's climbing up to
that's making me cold. Watch him come out of the water all wet into that cold, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Claire.
Why does it always just have to be about you?
Because it's about her.
I get that she's
about her.
Yeah.
And I think they have moments.
Well, and they really haven't sorted anything. Like he gave her the reason why. I get that, you know, and she understood, and I can understand why she's feeling the way she is. You know, did I make the right choice? Yeah. You know, you did have a life. I had one. So
yeah. And she's scared, and she's also thinking of her kid, and she's, you know, like it's, yeah. And she, you know, and Brianna and.
Yeah, but would that not be a kick in the teeth for her to leave now after his print shop burned down? He had to hide a body because someone tried to kill her. You know what I mean? Know this whole thing with Larry. Now he's got to pay money, and Claire's going to fuck off and go home to Brianna and leave him with what?
Yeah, that would blow.
Snap out of it, Claire. Snap out of it.
Yeah. No, you did a lot of damage here now. We gotta stick this out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Snap out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Gee. And I don't know why she said haunted by the memory of you. You know, I wouldn't consider that a haunting.
No.
You know? That would be, you know. Yeah.
Well,
it's sad that she called it a haunting.
Well, I don't know what other word you would use though. What would you?
I was longing by the memory of you. I would be longing for someone.
Yeah, longing for
by
him.
your memory. No, that just means wanting. Just wanting, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mated for life. You're penguins. That's it. You're penguins. Just deal with it, people.
I think there's a few swans also mate for life, so I think swans is better than penguins.
I don't know. I like penguins. Are cute.
Uh-oh.
Isn't that not perfect timing?
Oh, like seriously. Synchronicity, man. Synchronicity. Right? All in the style of Outlander.
Yep, exactly. Everything happens at just the wrong time.
Absolutely.
And so fast.
Uh-huh. Like ding dang, wang a dang. How they get down so fast off this hill blows my. He's like, woo, I got it. How's he going to swim with that whole damn thing? I don't know. Put it down his pants? Nope, that's not going to work.
And how did they get from there halfway up the mountain so fast?
Well, because Ian got down the mountain so fast.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, don't go back.
Oh, there they go. Uh-oh.
Crap.
Uh-oh.
But that whole island, they knew exactly where he was. Come on.
They did. I saw it. I just saw it happen.
Run, Forrest. Run.
No, you can't make it. You're not.
I don't know, Jamie, what you think you're going to be able to do running down the side. Definitely not swimming out there. Like, that's not happening.
No,
they're like so far away.
Yeah.
You're gonna hitch a ride on one of the lines hanging off the boat? I don't think so.
Nope. Nope. See?
Yeah.
Just, well, fuck. That happened.
Right? Oh my God.
Mhm. Were we just sitting here watching it and not talking, and everybody was just
Probably because I was like so enthralled with
Yeah.
what the frig was going on.
We do this all the time. We're sitting
I
there
know.
going, "Oh man."
Yeah, see,
Have to put some sound effects in there to keep people entertained.
I know, right?
Oh,
I thought this
balls.
was a really good shot of them on the beach.
Yeah, nice drone shot.
Yeah,
Well done.
exactly.
Yeah. And here we go again.
What will
Oh!
happen next? Dun, 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 dun. Right? I thought that was a good episode, you know?
It
Quite a
was
bit happened emotionally. Lots of emotions on all different levels for this one, right?
draining.
Hysterical!
Alrighty. So this is by Charlie on Reddit, and we can relate, I think, to this one.
I might as well have written this one.
I know, right?
This might as well be by Cher on the SIssues podcast for the SIssues segment.
Right.
Because when I was born, thus regulating my sister from cute baby to redheaded middle child.
Yeah, so I was the cute redheaded middle child my whole life. I'm sorry, I still am. I still am. I'm still the cute redheaded middle child.
You're the redheaded middle child.
You forgot cute.
You're the redheaded middle child.
I'm still cute.
You're the redheaded middle child.
Alrighty, guys. So how many siblings did you have?
You're
Where did
ginger.
you fall in the chain of command? Were you the cutest?
Soulless ginger.
Soulless, kiss my ass. Tell us about your stories. Visit us at sissues.ca or go to Facebook. Listen, you stop. Go to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
It's SIssues.
Just you wait till I see you next.